From Horse Creek Farms.
All right, question number 1. Or do you want me to tell a little bit about our farm, or just do that in the questions?
It's probably in the question.
Okay.
Okay. Question number 1. When did your family come to the valley? What generation are you? How long have you been here, and why did they come? So the first part of it is like, when did your family come to the valley?
Okay, so on both sides of our family, on my side of the family, they came 1860 something. They settled kind of where you live, east of you, on a donation land claim. My husband's side of the family came in 1907, and they're out on Falk Road, named after the family. What's the rest of that?
And what generation are you?
Oh Lord, 6th maybe? I think I'm 6th, and I think Art's 4th.
And then why did your family come here?
Opportunity, of course, donation land claim era was they gave you acres, so a lot of people came for that. My husband's family came in 1907 for opportunity. They had landed, and I think they started in Iowa, then they went to Wisconsin, and they wanted better land, better climate, and then they came here. Okay.
How has agricultural in this area changed over the years?
Oh, wow. Wow, that's kind of a long process. What would you like to know? What part of it do you like?
Like in the ryegrass, like how is
Okay.
selling seed, like say over the last 40 years or
Okay.
how many years?
Okay. Boy, that's
Or has any big changes happened that have really affected you and your family and your farm?
yes. Traditionally, like my grandparents' farm, it was a traditional farm. They had a couple hundred acres. They had, they raised geese. They raised cows. I mean, they did all of that, and then grew some crops and grew feed for that livestock. So that's changed tremendously. As far as our immediate family, they did kind of the same thing. Corn was a big deal. Hardly anybody grows corn anymore, but that was for livestock feed. Some of the biggest changes I've seen in my lifetime in the grass seed deal is when we were like you and sitting here in this classroom, they used to bring like 100,000 lambs and ewes in every year to feed off of the grass seed fields. And I mean, it was huge, and everybody was involved in that. Everybody built fence on, it was like you guys would all be building fence to help with that. Shearing was a big thing, and now that's pretty non-existent.
The sheep thing, it seems like it's went kind of down, and there's just a very few that are really big.
Yeah. And we used to have the marketing people come here. I mean, they would come and say, "You've got 200 head, great. Let's sort them. How many fats do you have?" And then, like your family may have 200 fats. Yeah. My family may have 100. Case's family may have 200. They always did it by truckload, and so it took 400 or 500 for one of those semis.
Feeders.
Yeah.
Feeder ewes.
Yeah. Like when I was your age, it was great fun because the rodeo guys would come in the winter and help lamb out. And so we always had somebody in the spare bedroom. There was always 2 or 3 guys lambing out ewes. And then they'd make their money, and then come spring, they'd hit the rodeo trail. And most of them were saddle bronc riders. I don't know why, but it seemed to be the fit. Other big changes is we rented a farm down at Pleasant Hill, and it was 500 acres, and we drove our combines on the freeway. Now, you wouldn't dare do that now. You'd get everybody killed. But we'd leave at 2 o'clock in the morning so we wouldn't get into traffic, and it took 3 hours. Whoa.
I think I talked to somebody that worked for you guys that told me about that.
Oh yeah, it was a production, and we'd gather everybody up at the farm. We'd have everybody come at 1 a.m. and we'd get ready, and then we rented one of those big signs, like the construction people had. And so what we did was we put a flagger in front, then we put our 6 combines, and then we put one of our big heavy-duty bulk trucks, and then And then I usually brought up the rear, and I was the flagger with the big construction sign saying merge over. And the reason we did it that way is if we thought if we got rear-ended, they would hit that big bulk truck and maybe not push ahead and get everybody wiped out. But when the traffic merged on at Eugene, and you're in a combine, that was ugly. It was not pretty. Because we tried to keep everybody as much together as we could. If you've all driven, and I know you have, on the road, people get really impatient. So you can imagine on the freeway, that was just a nightmare.
I had a run in the other day about it. So.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And then when you go across, they've changed that bridge now, but we used to go across that, is it the McKenzie River? At Eugene, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was always kind of intimidating. And Highway 58's not pretty.
It was a
either.
2-lane road, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2-lane bridge.
Yeah. And then we turn off and we go 58 like you're going to Pleasant Hill, or if you go to Central Oregon and going to Oak Ridge. And we went down a ways and then we turned down Cloverdale. And people say, well, why did you do that? Well, we had an opportunity for 500 acres. It was all together. It was 2 families. The rent was really, really cheap. And so it was an opportunity, so we did it. I think we drove on the road 2 or 3 years, and then after that, we got a trailer and we put him on that.
Well, it almost took more time to trail them down than it did to drive them in.
Yeah, by the time you loaded them, and you had to take the air out of the tires because you had to get under the overpasses. There was a height limit. There was a lot to it. We learned a lot. I'm not sure we'd do it again. But those are things you do as a young person. You guys are going to have lots of opportunities, and you're going to have lots of choices, and some of those you're going to make, and they're going to be really good, and some of them you're going to go, oh, not sure why I did that. And that was one for us. So the feeder lamb thing is a big change. I think the number of farmers has shrunk so much. I was kind of going through my high school annual, and we had 65 students that graduated with me here, and out of that, probably 12 people's families farmed. Another 14 were directly related. They had seed warehouses, or they had a trucking company that hauled seed. So that was almost half of my class. And I don't know, Case, what would your class be as far as farming?
One farmer and a couple that are directly related.
Yeah, see how much that's...
one farmer?
Yeah. Kids think they're farmers when they have 2 ducks and 3 chickens.
Oh yeah. And that's another thing that's changed is our terminology of that. You know, you're a commercial farm. Yeah. And so that's a big change in our community too. And when you were a Central Linn graduate, everybody assumed you could drive. You either drove tractor, you drove truck, you drove combine, because that's what everybody did.
And there was probably a lot, or compared, there was probably a lot more people doing it compared to today.
Yes, because like on
It was
our...
probably you needed more people.
Yes, exactly.
There was more jobs back then.
Yes, our operation is a good example of that. We used to have 6 combines, we've upgraded, now we have 2.
I remember the
Our fleet,
Yeah.
yeah.
We used to have like 8 of them.
8 of them, yeah, I remember
Or
I'm going across the
we
road.
have 4. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just less numbers.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I'm proudest about, well, not the only thing, but all the kids that came to us and worked, they could drive. I mean, they could drive windrower, they could drive combine, they could drive truck. If they sacked seed, man, those guys were fit. We hired some of the first girls to ever sack seed in our warehouse. That's another thing that's changed in your FFA program. The first girl was a cousin to our family, and she was the first girl in FFA in 1968. And you guys don't even think about that now. That's just a given.
Because like just like now today, I would say a good portion of the chapter or our chapter or the chapters, I would think like most of, or like at least half of the officer team are
Girls. Yeah. Doesn't that seem just ludicrous, foreign? I mean, you can't even process that. No girls in FFA? Yeah. Another big change, and this doesn't have anything to do with farming, but when I was here, we as freshmen coming in, they changed the dress code. We had to wear dresses every day, unless it snowed, then we could wear pants. When was the last time you wore a dress, you know, to school? Yeah.
Not this year.
Yeah, see, that's a huge change, huge. And we thought we were such rebels, we lobbied for that. Yeah, we thought we were really something to get that changed. So. Okay, is there another part of your question? No? Okay.
Okay. What crops and commodities did you grow in the past? What type?
You skipped one.
What type did your family grow? What do you currently grow, and why? Has there been a change since your family started? If so, what? So start out with what crops and commodities did you guys grow in the past?
Okay. I think I'm trying to think of something we didn't grow. I don't know. We've done clover, we've done wheat, we've done perennial ryegrass, we've done annual ryegrass, we've done tetraploids, we've done lots of fescue, turf type fescue. Probably one of the things we haven't grown is crimson clover, the red. We've done silage corn, we've done, and then we've got hazelnuts, we have an orchard, we have peaches, nectarines, all that, apples. We have strawberries, raspberries,